Hey, I haven't been feeling so great lately. Maybe you would call it a slump, a reading slump, a life slump, just feeling kind of crappy, worried about the state of the world. Maybe you're feeling sort of like I am. So let's persevere, guys. Let's get over this. I need to get over this. I need to just find the positive things in life. And I don't know, I guess I just need to get out of the rut that I've been in. So this vlog is going to be me trying to find myself again. And we're gonna do basically some cleaning, some organizing, boring stuff that maybe you don't wanna see, but maybe there'll be some fun background music that you can listen to in the background. I don't know. And reading wise, I have been in the middle of the same 4 books for so long. So we're gonna try and get through some of those. And I wanna get out of the reading slump that I'm in. I wanna find joy in the things that I love doing again. That's where we're at. Thanks for clicking on this video. And if you're feeling like I am, I feel for you. And I hope that everything gets better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always gonna be bad stuff going on in the world, but find the good in it. That's my little spiel. The rest of the video, I don't know how much talking I'll do, but I hope you enjoy regardless. All right, let's get into cleaning now. I'm gonna start with the bedroom. It's a mess, it's been a mess, and it's not all my stuff, so I'm gonna have some help along the way, but I'm not going to record him helping me. So I need to vacuum really badly, and maybe I'll do a little time lapse. I don't know, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to talk a little bit about the reading slump that I'm in. So let's see, I'm in the middle of 4 books right now. First, I started reading Don Quixote, which is a very long book. It's over 1,000 pages and I really am enjoying it. But I think I kind of went in with a mental thing saying, oh, I think I can finish this in a week, which was totally out of the realm of possibility, especially given how much I had going on when I started it. So I think that when it got to 2 weeks and I was still barely making any progress with the book, I got into a mindset of just like getting kind of sick of it, even though I was really enjoying it, and I found the book itself to be very funny. So I am not very far into that one. Would love to finish it, but I am kind of considering a soft DNF and just coming back to it later when I don't have so much going on. But part of me, I don't know, is a little disappointed. So I'm thinking that later when I am vacuuming the rest of the house, I might see if I can find Don Quixote audiobook through my library and give it a listen while I'm cleaning, and maybe it will urge me to get back into reading that one. The other book that I've been reading for such a long time actually isn't a novel. It's a collection of short stories by North American women, and I originally started filming a reading vlog that was reading short stories for the first time because I don't like reading short stories, or it's not even that I don't like reading short stories, I just never do, or I've never felt the urge to pick up one of the collections that I own, but I own maybe 10 collections of short stories, so I thought it would be a fun reading vlog, but it took me 3 weeks to get through that book. Well, I'm not even through it. I'm not even through the collection. It's not that long, but I'm not loving it. However, I'm going to try and finish that maybe this weekend or in this vlog because I'm kind of sick of reading it. And it's not that the short stories aren't good. A lot of them are really wonderful. I think a short story collection needs to be 10 short stories at the maximum. And this one has over 20, and it's just too much for me. The other book that I'm reading right now is a nonfiction, and it's just called Mathematics. And I got it from Barnes & Noble in the book annex section. If you guys know what that is, it's where all the books are kind of like discounted or $5. And I am really loving it. So that one I'm having no problem. Dude, the bus. That one I'm not having any struggles wanting to read. It's just I don't like want to sit down and read the entire thing because it's about math and there are problems that like you get to solve throughout it, so I have to dedicate pen and pencil time to reading that book, but it's really good. However, there are mistakes, like mathematical mistakes, but they're not really mathematical mistakes. It's because of the printing. So like it can't print square roots correctly. It's a whole thing, and that kind of makes me angry, but what are you gonna do? Maybe that's why it was $5. I don't know. And finally, the last book that I'm reading is Katabasis, actually, by R.F. Kuang, and that's one of my most anticipated reads of the entire year. And it started out really strong, guys. I also started a reading vlog for it. I even was making a playlist for the book, having a grand old time, and then I got to about 30% in, and it just really felt like it was dragging. And I don't know what's going on with that. And I actually really need to finish that one soon because I got it as a library book hold, and it is due back to the library in 3 days. I'm still only 30% through. I really want to finish it because I trust R.F. Kuang to produce a quality story, and it is fun, but something about it is just, I don't know, they're spending too long where they are right now. And it's just kind of frustrating me. Was that all of them? Yeah, that's all 4 books that I'm reading. When I finish doing my laundry and I start vacuuming, I'm gonna give the audiobook of Don Quixote a try. Hopefully I can make some progress. And then later tonight, after I get through all of my Get My Life Together tasks, I'm going to try and finish one of the books that I have going right now. Most likely the short story collections. This is the book. The camera is so far away, but I'm getting really close to the end. I have this much left. I only have 4 short stories left in here. So I should be able to finish that tonight. And then maybe tomorrow, who knows what's gonna happen. Maybe I'm going to have an epiphany that I love Katabasis and I just want to fly through it. Regardless, I really need to read that because I don't want my hold to end at the library because I don't own it. I'm not going out and buying the hardcover because that is so expensive and I don't even like hardcovers. Okay, that's my update. I can't multitask apparently. I can't fold my laundry and talk at the same time. So I will revisit the camera later. It's a couple days later and I won't lie, I am not out of my slump. Like at all. I thought the cleaning would help because usually cleaning makes me feel better, but it only slightly did. And I don't know, I'm in a bit of a funk. Reading wise, my library loan of Katabasis sadly got returned automatically, which sucks. So I think I'm going to see if it's available. Hello. I am going to see if it's available as an audiobook through my fiance's Spotify Premium. If he will let me use it to finish the book. I really don't want to finish it via audiobook, but I'm not going to go and buy the hardcover when honestly, I'm not even loving the book that much. But I'm interested to see how it ends. Hello? If I start talking, she's gonna do this when it's late at night. And it is late at night. And then the short story collection, I now only have 2 short stories left, so that's what I'm going to read tonight. And maybe I can finish them both and finally have a book checked off my list. I think I started this video over a week ago, and it was me trying to get out of a slump, just be happy again. And I'm very happy to report, I think I'm out of it. I'm feeling much better mentally. I have been reading and I want to pick up other books, which is exactly what I wanted because reading is my favorite hobby and it really scared me that I wasn't finding joy from it. Okay, now a little quick reading report. The first book that I finished after weeks of not being able to complete a book was this short story collection called More Stories We Tell, the best contemporary short stories written by North American women. I didn't love this, but I didn't hate it. It just was way too many short stories for me in one book. I think that read over time, totally fine, but I don't like reading books over time. Just a personal thing. I like to sit and read a book within a month at the very least, and I think this is too many short stories for 1 month. So a lot of them are really good. There were a couple that I didn't like. For the most part, the person who compiled all of these short stories did a really good job picking ones with very similar themes. Everything for the most part talked about some core themes of womanhood and lots of family ties, spiritual dilemmas, class issues, welfare. Many of them had pretty deep themes. At the same time though, you had to really pick apart the short stories yourself. Most of them left on very ambiguous or open endings, and you had to kind of figure out what the meaning was on your own without so much hand-holding. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, I think I ended up giving this collection 4 stars overall, even though it took me a long time to finish it. The next book that I finished was Katabasis or Katabasis by R.F. Kuang. This took me so long to read, and it was my most anticipated read of the entire year, and I am sad to say that it disappointed me. So I'm probably not going to get into a full book review, but the very beginning started off super strong, and the journey into hell and getting there, I was hooked. I really liked the dynamic of Peter and Alice in the beginning, and the descriptions were pretty strong in my opinion. But then we got to maybe the 30% mark of the book, and the whole thing just started to drag, and it felt like we were making no progress, and it was very slow, and R.F. Kuang was just brain dumping these topics on logics and academia that personally I didn't really care for that much. And it's weird though, because I like reading about that sort of stuff, but it didn't fit into this story very smoothly, in my opinion. But I'm conflicted about what I'm going to end up rating this book, because maybe the last 20% I really enjoyed. I had a great time with, and I guess you could say I actually felt satisfied by the ending. So I'm very conflicted about how I feel, since I was so bored throughout the middle of the book. However, I'm also wondering if part of that was because I was in a reading slump. I don't think that's all it was though. I just feel like the book chunked together so much information that it didn't need. And it was like R.F. Kuang was trying to prove how much she knew when it didn't really fit. But also maybe that's her relating to Alice as a main character, and I didn't like Alice as a main character. But that's just me. I'm starting to ramble because I don't know, I'm still thinking about my thoughts on this book. So if I do some sort of a wrap up, then I'll be able to develop how I feel more. And the last book that I finished recently was a nonfiction. This is called Mathematics: From Algebra to Algorithms, Adventures in Numbers by Michael Willers. And I loved this book. I had a really good time with it, and I feel like it did a great job encompassing the realm of mathematics. And not only did it give examples, but it also gave profiles on different mathematicians who have shaped the world and where we are now. And I loved that. I think that this book was really good for $5. I got it from Barnes & Noble in the book annex section. So I think I got a great bang for my buck. However, there were a lot of typos and formatting issues. So I can't fully hype it up, knowing that there were so many issues that got printed in this book, which was disappointing. So those are my rambly thoughts on the books that I finished recently. I'm very happy to say that I feel I'm out of my reading slump, and I just cannot wait to go down to the library and pick out another book to read. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.